Hi, this is Saturday, July 19th, 2025, and my name is Pam Watson, and I am going to be attending the Orange County Gourd Society's monthly meeting, the third Saturday of the month, and this particular meeting is going to be an in-service on watercolor and how you can use watercolor on a gourd. I'll try to run some video of parts of the meeting, and so you can get an idea of what we do for this meeting. But of course, we want to invite people to attend the meeting and become members. But I just want you to get an idea, and maybe you couldn't come to the meeting today, so then you get to watch this and see what we did. So for those people who couldn't attend, at least parts of it will be there.
Go get some more, and I'm going to load the beginning. People are getting ready. They're getting things ready for the class. You can see that it starts off with a piece of maybe, and then you need watercolor pens, water. I got it. And we will be ready.
The reason we're going to use watercolor pencils is because it's kind of a happy medium between using absolutely fluid and learning how to pick up enough paint on your brush and put enough paint on. We can use the watercolor pencils to get our pigment on the gourd. And then today we're going to use a wet brush to then move it like watercolor. Okay? A little bit later on, and this is why I asked you to number your petals 1 through 5, is we're going to do 5 different little techniques. Okay? It's on your handout, and that's what you'll reference to. The first one, we're just going to practice moving watercolor pencil pigment. The second one, we're going to work from a light to dark, so you can see how things blend, or don't blend if you don't want them to blend. Then we're going to work from dark to light. Then we're going to wet the pencils. And I know some of you have used wet watercolor pencils. I know, Stacy, you have quite a bit, right? Yeah. So that you can see the difference. And then the last, I'd like to show you some techniques for kind of providing some three-dimensionality by how you can actually remove the paint. Different than oils or acrylics, with watercolor, you actually can use your brush, your wet brush, and remove paint. Okay? So that's the plan. You've all used watercolors before, I know, kindergarten, right? Yeah. The little pads. And you may even have some Crayola watercolor pencils floating around. Nothing wrong with these, but today we're going to use better quality. So that's what you have, either the ones that I provided or you brought your own and everybody's got good ones. But the pigment on these is a much better quality. Truer colors, easier to move. They are very soft though, so it's okay, you're going to break some. So I have some sharpeners up here. Feel free to come up and sharpen, just leave the debris on here. Okay, it's not unlikely that they snap off. Because I've been having fun trying to do something like this.
Oh, that's
Oh.
wow.
This is what I love. I love the abstractness. I love the translucency of it, the blending, all of those. See any similarity? Okay.
That's done with the pencils or your other
Now
one?
this is done with my regular paints.
Okay.
And obviously this one has ink on it, so it's a combination of watercolor and ink.
You can mix them then.
You can,
Okay,
absolutely.
okay.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yes.
You look so cute.
Perfect. No,
The first thing we're going to do is just work with one color. So pick your petal number 1. Start with red, please. We need what? Pencils? Yeah, I have one. You need pencils.
Under number 1.
You ma'am?
Me-
Doesn't matter what shade of blue or red.
Do it. I want to see it being done.
Oh, I don't know. I'm just
Oh,
starting.
that's
I'm going to
okay.
refer to this color as our light color today. So red is our light.
this is our light color.
I mean, I'm sorry, this is our dark. Sorry. Red is our dark. Everybody's going to be using red.
This is our dark.
Later on, you'll choose yellow or blue for your light color.
Do we just
No.
do the petal, not the inside?
Can we go ahead and wet it now?
No.
Okay.
I know you know what you're doing.
How dark do we do
know
it?
the breadboard trick with these? If you take a breadboard that's got texture on it and scrape like this and then add your water, there's no lines on your artwork.
Say that again.
if you take a breadboard that's got that texture on it, you know, and you go like this on the breadboard, then you add your water and mix it, then there's no lines on your artwork. It's just,
Get lines though, because that's the whole point of wedding.
How dark do we do it?
you're pre-wetting before you put the,
Do you go pretty dark? You're going pretty dark, aren't you?
Just from looking at, see her sample up there? See right there?
All right, so
Yeah, pretty dark.
part of the process is that when you apply some water, you're gonna find out, you have to find out for yourself how much water. So I put it on here and I've got, let me give you an example. I don't know if I can show all of you, but I'm gonna put it on here and I've got too much water and it's running. So if I pick this much water, I find that out, I'm gonna use my paper towel and I'm gonna blot off some of that liquid and I'm gonna bring it back. This is why I'm giving you time to play. I want you to try to experiment with it.
yeah, I kind of was able to see it because I'm so close to
So I
her.
want to get rid of those basically pencil lines, so that it looks like the whole petal. The whole petal. Play for a few minutes. But try different strokes. Pull towards you, move away from you, go side to side, try some tap, tap, tap.
Oh, this is fun.
I had these pencils for years and never knew how to use them.
So you're going to start with your dark color, and I want you to just color around the edge of one petal. Just put some red on the outside edge. When you're ready, choose your light color, either yellow or blue, and fill in the center.
But first we just do an outline.
And then fill in the center. Red on the outer edge border
Show that?
and light on the inside.
Okay.
Either
See,
yellow
it's
or blue.
completely dry before you put a second coat of this media on it.
That's really
So,
up to you.
so in between. You could do 3-4 coats if you
But I
want.
like to play.
So I think we're supposed to be doing more what Linda's doing. You're supposed to have
No, what? I don't know what I'm
darker and
doing.
the lighter on the inside, which I failed to do, but she's doing it correctly. So you want to have a lighter color. I thought mine was lighter and darker, but it wasn't.
Well, she just said she saw mine. She says, Val, paint,
So
paint.
that's the idea. That's what this one looks like. I'm going to show that. This is darker with a lighter inside.
Yeah, I did
I
the
want you to
opposite.
work the same way, from the center out. I want you to see what happens when you put a white color with a dark.
Oh, yeah.
I just had this paper. Like I said, I just got this from
So that was yellow on the edges, and then I pulled the blue, and then I got the green came out. So that's what happens when you do that. You're going to be suggesting that the pencils be wet.
So it's as simple as that. Pick a color, dip your pencil, try it on the gourd. Where's my gourd? Whatever. Whatever.
Okay, we're just going to,
Karen.
yeah, you're just going to put
On
it
your
over.
stretch on number 4,
So let,
it says
Yeah,
use
just put it
dry
on.
pencil.
I know, I
Wet.
did that.
So you're going to get the,
Is that a
want me to do
boo-boo?
it
That's
first?
a boo-boo.
Okay,
The boo-boo
all right.
on the handout.
Okay.
They colored the whole thing.
Oh, it
This is your individualism coming out now. If you want to try doing the primary to secondary, feel free. Yellow and red, whatever you want to do. Cut me loose. Dip.
Give me a new color.
Pick one. Just have fun with
But I
it.
don't know the color.
So
The tips are telling you.
If you want. If it goes on the way you want, just with the wet pencil, fine. But you can always take your brush.
I need more colors. I didn't get them. I just bought these randomly at the
Yeah.
store. But, there's browns, there's greens, there's blues, different color blues. This is a different color pink than what you've got. It's this color right here. That's that color. You might like that color.
Okay.
Just fooling around with that little highlight.
Okay, that's what I did. I don't think I did a very good job. I did a lot of wet on the inside of the pencil.
Ready, guys?
Yes.
So, I want you to practice, and you may have already experimented a little bit with this, but just using a brush to lift the paint off. So my brush is wet. I'm going to put it on my paint. I'm going to pull up paint. I'm just going to keep pulling it up.
Okay.
Okay? And the reason you want to do this is you want to create some highs and lows for three dimension.
So, the way you do that is you just come in here and you pull it
Use
out.
your wet brush and pull some paint off somewhere and create like a highlight.
Just want to get rid of some of that. Yeah, see, it wipes it right away.
We're supposed to do a wet brush.
Whatever you paint it, get it wet, however you want to do it. And then use a clean, wet brush.
Just pull it away and you get a lighter area. Can you pull it away with a dry brush too, or it has to be wet? Okay. Oh, I love what it does though. Ooh. Look at everybody, they're just paying so attention.
We have to say welcome. We have some guests today and some new members. So let's see, we'll start with Mary. Mary Bliss, okay. She came with Olive today, and Mary is been involved in our past five. She gets our emails. She is the California Gourd Society webmaster. Oh, she's in charge of the website
And Facebook.
and Facebook. And how long have you known about Gordon and been part of the CGS? You've been around
About 2000, 2003, something like that.
quite a long life of Gordon. That's great. Okay, and then we have Howard, who's new to our group.
Totally new.
Totally new, just started Gourds, loves Gourds.
Well, not if you
And,
were Three
he met
Rivers.
us right before the competition, so he came to the competition, and then they enticed him on coming to the retreat. So he's been totally indoctrinated into CGS.
Totally addicted
Yeah.
very quickly.
You're in the right place.
Yeah.
Okay, so I want to thank Sue for setup. To next talk about workshops. Where's my girl Stacy? Stacy has 2 workshops that we have planned in the coming months, and I have sign-up sheets for them.
Actually 3.
Yes. So the first is the 3. So the first is in August is the bubbles class, and as you know, this was limited to only 16 people because we have to be inside so the powder doesn't go away and the ultraviolet
the UV
lights.
light of the sun doesn't
Right.
cure your resin.
But you also don't want your powder blowing
Correct.
either.
You don't want your power blowing.
So the people, we need $25 deposit today for anybody that is on this list. And so the people that are right here that haven't paid yet are Robin and Pam. Everybody else has contacted me or made the payment. The reason is we're gonna buy the UV lights and all of the materials, the resin materials. So we wanna make sure we get that in advance. And everybody, we wanted to verify that you all have it on your calendar for August 16th. August 16th.
Class was originally slated for September, but it got moved to August. We wanted to be sure everybody was good for August.
And then the other thing we want to make sure is that you bring your gourd prepared. It has to be painted either white or black, and it has to be painted both inside and outside.
You have a waiting list?
Yeah, I do. I have 2 people though, so yeah. Okay, now is little nesting chicks. So
Little nesting chicks.
I have the flyer and I have a sign-up sheet for it. And so if anybody is interested in that, that's going to be the September class, and it is $30, which covers the materials. And she's going to teach us how to make little chicks.
Chicks.
And so those are gourd chicks.
Little chicks.
Oh.
And so this would be an introduction to using. You're using what kind of clay?
You're not using clay. You're using a 2-part epoxy.
Let's get this on so people can see.
2-part epoxy, and then you're painting.
adorable.
So,
Okay.
I want to show
so
everybody what they would get.
If you're interested,
Okay, good, thank you.
You can sign up here, and I would like you to take a picture of the flyer so you know what day it is and you know what you need and you have it in your phone. Okay? That's the first class.
That's September.
Okay, that's September. And there's 15 spots. Well, there's 14 now. Okay, Dreamcatcher. Dreamcatcher is going to be a 2-part class. The first way that we need it, and the second part is to weave it.
It's gonna be October, November.
So this,
And for the October is when we're gonna do all the preparation of the gourd. So you can bring a gourd that's just been scrubbed on the outside, okay? This one I happen to cut open, but you don't have to cut your gourd open up at the top. You can just cut the opening for the face, and we're gonna do that here using a hole saw. So you do not have to just bring a gourd that can hold a 4-inch hole, a 4-inch size hole, and have it scrubbed clean on the outside. And then we can do all the prep work here in October to get the gourd ready, because you'll also then be able to see all the variety of wax linen threads I have. I know some of you have your own variety of wax linen threads, but then you'll be able to take it back home with you and decide, ooh, I'm gonna put alcohol ink on it to get it ready before I apply the thread, or whatever you want to do. So that then when you come back in November, that's when we're gonna spend the class doing the weave. Okay?
okay, so that is limited to 12 people, and it is a $35 bargain because it includes all the wax linen and the beads and the instruction.
For 2
So-
months.
In 2 months. In 2 months. Okay. So that's the next flyer. I have that out. We can pass them around if whatever's easiest. And here's the colored one to take a picture of. And then Pam is then doing wet felting.
For what, a couple weeks?
Yeah.
So what
that's
this
full.
is, with wool, you're gonna be doing, you can do wet felting or dry felting. And this is not boarding, but this is gonna end up being, you won't see it quite yet, but it will end up with a gourd there. So what it is wet felting is fun, very textural. It's back in kindergarten, you're gonna play with water and soap. And soap, I mean, and the nice thing is, there's absolutely no way to ruin it, really, you can't. You'd have to try so hard. I have gone my brain a wandering and I still end up. So what you do is you end up with things that can actually be embellished on the outside like this. I took moths and I add them. And then I took this one, this is from the class, the blue one is a class one. That blue one is directly from the class with nothing added. Then I took the idea of getting it bigger, thinner, and this is the one which, one of these days when I come, it's going to have gourds, but all of you know, I'm kind of losing my hands a little bit. I've got to get gourd shards. So if any of you have any little gourd shard that you've played with, you know, you've done some filigree in them or done some, that are not completely, I want them odd shaped, you know, they don't have to be a certain, and that fairly like maybe a $1/4 size, I'm going to embed them in here. Wouldn't that be interesting to see that come through and they'll light on the inside? I don't know if it's been done, but I wanted to do it. I've been wanting to do it since I started fiber art. And this is the beginning of it, but I need some of those shards of decorate because you know my hands won't do it anymore. So I'm going to take one of my pieces apart. I'm going to take Entitled Woman apart. You've known Entitled Woman, she's got a lot of shards on her. But if you have any, please give me some because then I'll put it in it. But they could be maybe this, you know, this size, and then uneven, not a nice little, but uneven. If they're circular, I'll work with it. Just I can't do that anymore. So I would like to see what that's going to look like if we have all these interesting filigree gourd holes in them, right? Then you're going to see through it.
And then these were added afterwards.
That's also dry felting on top. So what we're talking about, oh, this is also what you can also do. We're losing our deal. You can also do dry felting this way. Last year, if you went to the Orange County Fair, I had a dry felted 3-dimensional sculpture of a fairy, a frog, and a turtle. That one for all the fiber for the show. So that's how I got interested in this. So, but I want to put it with boarding. I think I've seen it where they've had a gourd, and then you put this inside of it or around it,
and I'm going to experiment with that also. But for now, I just wanted to try a different type of fiber. You never know what you can do with it. It's very textural. You cannot blow it. I swear to God you can't. So I'm going to be doing a Misty Washington coming up here in a couple weeks. We're going to do another class. I think we'll do it either here or in my home, whichever anybody wants. And you can sign up for it. You pick your color. You pick this color, or you don't have the other color.
Yeah, we have this color and we have this color.
You pick the color, and it's going to be small to start off with, just because, you know, I have this thing. Let's finish it when we do it. The only thing you're ever going to have to do with this is take it home and put stiffener on it, which I'll tell you
And
about.
let it dry.
And let it dry. But you're going to do everything in class. You'll have it finished. We're not going to have any of this nonsense where we don't have it done, because I want us to see it done. And the other thing is, this is what you're going to get. You're going to see on the table exactly what that does. So if you have any wild interest in looking at wool or fiber, this is a good way to start.
Do you have
Yes,
a
you
flyer?
can
You have a flyer for this?
No,
Yes,
not
it's,
yet.
it's right
She will.
here.
When is
This
that?
is just a preliminary sign-up sheet because we don't have a date.
And this is wet because it's more fun. People usually start with dry felting, which I eventually will show. If I see any interest in you guys, I'll teach it. Right now, let's do it the fun, the water, the soap. Oh my gosh, it's just clean hands when you're done. So I think you'll enjoy it. And even if you don't think, you might want to give it a try, because it could set you off on a little tangent. If it doesn't.
Where will this class be?
Probably here because of the number of people we have.
Because
Otherwise, Pam's house is in Long Beach.
And another quick, just and also, once you sign up, I'm going to have your email, and I will. What I have all my students do is I believe in pre-teaching, because I think you don't know anything about something, you come to class with an angst. How can I do this? Will I even? So I have a YouTube channel, and I have it for the class. You go in there, and I pre-talk about it. I show you what we're going to show you when you get there. You're going to see some of the stages. So when you walk into the class, it's going to be familiar to you. You won't have as much angst about it. And that's how I do it now that I've got the YouTube channel. Pre-teach it, watch it, and come to class. Because you know what? You can't get everything off the YouTube. Sometimes you've got to have that teacher who's showing you. And so it'll be a combination of that. So if you're interested, she's organizing the sign-up.
Yeah, it's right.
LA County Fair, Debbie won Best of Division with her gourd, which was Tree of Life.
Debbie Zimmerman got best of division.
I wasn't going to disclose that because I think that's kind of a fluke, but okay.
Is this at the Los Angeles County
Take
Fair?
it where you get it, huh?
Was this the Los Angeles County Fair?
Yes.
Best of Division, yay, go girl.
That's a
What did you
biggie.
submit?
What's the piece?
What did
It
you
was
submit?
the piece that had the Tree of Life on it. So I'll send a picture of it.
Oh,
It's
Yeah.
did it win?
And then the Orange County Fair has just started. Has anybody been yet?
No.
Okay.
Oh, is it open?
Yesterday it opened, yeah.
We gotta go.
Oh, those of you that entered, I gave you your tickets, but we had a good number and it's going to be real interesting.
I got rejected.
From your art,
I
fine
entered
art?
a Gourd in sculpting.
In what division? In Gording?
And I entered my Sea Life Gourd in sculpting, and they rejected it.
What?
In fine art?
Fine art,
Oh, you know they want to get us.
We put things in home and hobby, but if you try to go into fine arts,
Which we have.
Olive has tried, Pam tried, now Robin's tried, and
The best I've gotten was an honorable mention out of them.
what did we do at the retreat?
Oh, we had so much fun.
So if you go inside
Making
this big
tapes.
room, you have a bag at your table. They have all the tables set up, and in your bag are activities that the patches have put together. And so the patches in the north were responsible for getting these. How many people were there, Mary? 60?
66, I think.
So they made 66
65
individual.
women.
Not 66,
There was another guy. Well, I'll
Debbie, not 66 individual
Oh
projects.
yeah, you had grape. Grape was there.
Grape was there.
And so we made. If you want to, you can make your little activities.
Yeah, there it
You
is.
don't have to.
So this was one project.
Chicken on a
We made
spring
little
chicken.
chickens.
Spring chicken.
And it had a spring underneath it, a piece of
Oh, yeah, I
a bed
didn't bring
spring.
that.
And so it was a spring chicken.
Good chicken. But isn't it
And
cute?
we have these on the table, and everybody that made their chicken, they're really adorable.
And it's on the video. You'll see everybody's chickens. I put a big, oh, it's, you gotta see it. It's gorgeous.
So then, in addition to that, there are teachers. So we had 2 teachers this year. Heather Hopman, who was the person that was a grandmaster at the show with the seahorses,
Yeah.
and Grace. So there were 4 classes. So Grace did faux raku class with the special woven leather lacing at the top, and these classes were like $20. And you brought your own gourd, but she supplied everything else. And then she did her second one was
With burning.
no, that was chip carving, and then with a gouge. And then we had wood burning with Heather, and then 3-dimensional painting. That was very interesting. I'm sorry I didn't think to bring a sample. 3-dimensional painting is really interesting. So it was very informative, and I had not done that before, and Howard got exposure to a lot of different things. He had an opportunity. So this came out really nice, your second time.
Debbie, what was the triple thick?
Triple thick, okay. Triple thick is a clear acrylic coating, and it is really thick. And Jack and Bill, who used to be in our group, Bill absolutely adored triple thick, but he was always impatient. So the triple thick you can either paint on if you find it in the little container, or you can spray it on. And if you spray it on, it's one of these things that you have to really shake up, and then you have to lightly spray and walk away. And then you come back and put another light coat of spray. And so, but it was really enlightening, and we had great food, right?
Oh, the food was
Yeah, great
delicious.
food.
It's so reasonably priced for three wonderful rooms, meals, food all the time.
Yeah, food all the
Painting
time,
all the time.
and
It's amazing.
And you had so many things that could keep you busy. I think the thing that was outstanding was if you wanted to take a class, you went off and did it. Those little make and takes, you could pull things out of the bag. Like at our table, we'd say, okay, Sue would pull one out, like the chicken was the first thing we took out. Well, then we shared with each other. Then they went on, we put them on a table. But there was, what I think the beauty of it was how well orchestrated it was.
Yes.
Every little detail to what were the baskets, you could, all the different ways you could
Raffle
donate.
bags they did.
so next time in 2027, we're gonna be probably expected to contribute something to one of the goodie bags, the goodie bag things, and maybe to the raffle. The raffles are to raise money for CGS. Yeah,
It was just fun all the time.
yeah.
All the time.
There was not a down time.
No, and you get to meet people from up north and other areas, and what,
And they were very accommodating with food. Remember, they would make something if you had a restriction of your vegetarian.
yeah.
They would just, I said one time they had put something in the egg, they just went and made me a scrambled, like a big scrambled egg. So they're very, very accommodating. And if you look at the video, the beauty, oh my gosh, wasn't that beautiful?
Magnificent.
So good, hopefully. Yeah, I didn't,
Every other year.
And the
every
weather
other
was
year, but please
beautiful.
don't miss it next time because it's wonderful.
It's the best. Unbelievable.
Okay, now we get to talk about the other happy event, the Welburn Gourd Festival and the CGS competition. It's over. Yay. So, absolutely for the whole, everybody helped. I really appreciate that. We had 143 entries, and
Entries,
uh,
okay.
and we did everything without really any major problems. No gourds fell off the table, nobody broke the gourd, but the judges were great. We had judges come to us, and we got through it all, and then you guys came and hosted, and we had a lot of fun. So I just wondered if there was any feedback, now that I've told you I had fun. But the people at Welburn want to do the fair again,
But they're talking about the end of September or the beginning of October of next year.
Competition. We do have one member that got a special award.
Yes.
Yes.
So we have to have her stand up, huh? Karen got the Sponsors Award, which the people from Welburn really had to go around and figure out all to themselves. That was a challenge for them. We watched them, but Karen was very happy. So did you guys?
Especially because they didn't know it was my gourd.
They didn't.
After the fact, I mean, they saw my name and stuff on it, and after the fact, they said, "Oh, it's you!" And we'd gotten to know because we stayed there, Jamie and Daniel and stuff. So that was really nice. That there was no bias.
And we had some people from outlying areas. So the outliers were like from Anza, which is, out, pretty far out. And we had people from Riverside County out. So I had seen all these people who are in these distant areas with no patch. So I came up with this idea that we should try a Zoom patch. And so we have the Orange County patch, but we should have the patch for the remote people so they have something. So I went through the membership list, and there's like a number of people that don't have any patch listed, and they live out in the middle of nowhere, and there's nobody in their area that isn't a patch. And so I wrote all of their names down, and I figured out what the percentage was of the total membership, and it's 11%. So I think I took on this bigger role as the Southern Regional Director of Regional Groups. So I think I have to try and do that. So if anybody is interested in helping with a Zoom meeting for people in remote areas, because you and I know how much we get from sharing and how much we learn from each other. I thought that if you brought people together, even though it's on Zoom, they would feel more connected and get more information. So I'm looking forward to it being an opportunity to incorporate other people. And I appreciate any information you might have in the future, or suggestions you might have. I wanted to tell you too, one of the other things I do is the Misty Washington Gourd and Basket Guild, and it meets in Encinitas. So we're having this basket day that Pam talked about, and she's gonna do this piece for basket day, but that class is full. But there's two classes that are still open. One is Grace's class, which is the faux leather tooling on a gourd, and the other one is pine needle weaving around a found piece. That's Carol. So that if you were interested in those classes, see me, because I have the enrollment. And the pine needle one, if you're not a member of Misty, is $50, and the one from Grace is $70. And that's a little bit add-on because the guild is collecting some of that money. Yeah. So anyway, I wanted to tell you that, and then I wanted to tell you that CGS membership. Just so you know, and you plan, starting in September when we renew for next year, the fee went up $5 to cover extra costs that we have because the expenses have gone up for insurance and for the webmaster, primarily.
Watercolor pencils to get the bright colors on here, and I'm going to stick with that, I think, with Gourds, but now use the proper golden.
The ink pens.
Number one is when it dries, it's permanent,
So it is
so
more
you
like
can
an
layer.
ink.
Number two, you can use it on fabric and wood, and so I thought it would be perfect for Gourds.
What's it called again?
Ink pens. Yeah. And then a lot of you know that I went to Peru, so I had to bring home, I was really inspired by Olive when she bought gourds in Africa, and I go, every time I go out of the country, I'm going to try. But they had literally baskets of these things, and they would have taken $5 for this. And just because I knew the work somebody put into it, and I gave them more, and then they wanted to sell me like a whole basket. But the experience of being in Inca country with my son for 17 days was so interesting. And every city had its own culture because those ancient ones did not travel far, far away. So Cusco has its own culture. Ollantaytambo has its own culture. When we got to the Amazon, oh my God, their whole world was 40 square miles. And the stuff that medicinal herbs and things that they found in the jungle, and the guy who's our guide for 5 days, grew up there, and God, he was great. But
I started painting on bark before I got into the gourds.
okay.
So this, I went in Cuba for a while ago, a couple of months ago, so I got certain things in Cuba. So every side, my friend of mine saw this and said, I think it's the Gourd of Chaos. But then there's a feather I got up at the retreat up there. So anyway, this is what I do, and that's like I do my abstract painting. And I'll use the term, I'm not good at doing precise things, but I just express what's going on in my life. So this is the Gourd of Chaos.
Places you've already been.
Yeah, and also what I do, when I used to do on the bark, and also on paintings also, I used to take wax. I love using wax and burning wax. So this is a combination of wax and alcohol ink. And I love these gourds.
Gourd Festival in Arizona in February, and that was a fundraiser. The Arizona Gourd Society had all these different people creating things, and you bought tickets. This group, this school of fish, was done by the Old Pueblo, I don't know if I have their name right, the Old Pueblo Gourd Society in Tucson. And every person in the patch they all had different or similar colors. They chose a color scheme. And then everybody in the patch created a different fish.
Fun coming up with some names for all the different fish.
And Val, is the base is gourd too?
Yes.
Wow.
Like a big butt.
But it works.
Anyway, I went in there and the guy collected buffalo. And I had to have him because he's on the gourd.
So cute.
And just for fun, I paid $1 for it.
From the Nautilus from the class that we took several weeks ago. And then what I'm going to do to add to it, and I'll come around so you can see a little bit better, there's seaweed that goes all the way around. And I'm gonna cut out most of the pieces so it'll be kind of filigree. You'll be able to see through it. But that's where it's at.
Clean the inside, so you just have little holes.
Very carefully. Well, there's a couple of ones that are pretty good size. I'll be able to get my hand inside to clean it.
Class, and she comes here, Nancy Press? Yeah. She found this picture and she says, well, let's work on this together, you know? I said, okay. And then she's been always traveling, so I just and I thought, well, what the hell, this is gonna be my version of it. So that's what I came up with. I used a canteen gourd. The lid comes off.
Wow.
It's got decoupaged inside. And the Woodburn, cut this out, Woodburned it. And Peggy looked it up, and this symbol says Japan. That's the word Japan on it. So I Woodburned that. When Devin and I was with the scroll saw, I acquired a pretty good stack of corian.
Oh yeah.
So I went out and I saw, well, brown, so I just ran a router around it. So.
What is the outside?
What is the, what is?
Okay, that was my question. So Thursday over to Stacy's, we experimented. What was the bigger tub, Stacy? The plaster or something?
The larger one it's basically a tile adhesive.
Tile adhesive. And then the other one is caulking. You know, the GM 40-year caulking. And we did it on a little sample, so I like the caulking. Luckily, my wife had bought 4 or 5 tubes of it for a project she never worked on. So I went and grabbed the tube, put it in the caulking gun. I didn't want to mess with this because I did some work on it already. So I got another gourd, and I just, so I tried a couple things. Nancy mentioned tin foil, and I used parrot paper, and it would just smash it down. Hobby Lobby, they sell the little tools for
Clay?
sculpting and all that.
Oh, yeah.
And we got half a dozen, and we had the little knife in there. Snap, tap, 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 tap. That's all I did.
Oh, will you do a class for us?
Like
No.
a pellet.
Didn't even think about it. No.
Most of you probably already know this. I didn't know it. It's an Asian store, Dunkin', or whatever it's called. Dykel. So I asked the young girl there, I go, I'm looking for a kind of a ring, about this size. She said, oh, I know what you want. She came back, and it's a styrofoam they use for
Oh, but
wreaths.
sometimes it disintegrates.
So I bought 2 or 3 of them because I knew I was going to screw up. So I got on the bandsaw and I cut out the circle. So I laid the circle on the back side, and I got the E6000. That's looking good.
It doesn't work.
I went to the
without the sound
bathroom or something. I
effects.
came back. Where the hell's the glue? It just dissolved the styrofoam. So don't
Yep.
use E6000 on styrofoam.
No, you can't use these other on styrofoam.
So Peggy went out and bought me the Gorilla Glue, and so no, I didn't. I used that epoxy, the 2-part, and I made a snake, ran around it, but I thought it would compress. Well, it didn't compress enough. I had a 5-pound dumbbell sitting on it, so I had to put a little extra caulking in here to fill in the gap. So.
That's terrific, though.
Your process.
I know it.
When we went to the retreat, this was another one of the little packages. So it was a
Gourd on a board.
birdhouse.
Gourd on a board.
Gourd on a board, yeah. So they gave you a board, and you could alter the board and do whatever you want. One of the ladies from San Diego, Elaine, painted it with knots and made it look like a real piece of board that from a distance it was really beautiful. Her piece was really nice. I saw that. So that was another one of your fun little things that you could do. And they give you all of these little pieces in your package. So it's like, it's a make and take.
I think they had like 10 or 12
Yeah.
There was a lot in
little
there.
projects.
Yeah.
So you could do as many as you wanted or as little as
Take
you
them
Yeah,
home.
they had the one that was the little lights.
Mm-hmm.
They had this
Name
one.
tag.
They had a name tag. They had
Necklace.
The chicken, the spring chicken,
The necklace.
and then you get a notebook with all the directions in it.
There was a full notebook that had the grounds and program and everything.
So this was the metallic paint that Sue used, and she I know she used this on her on the outside because it covered so well, and she really liked it.
I think the one thing we took away from that, though, when we do ours in 2 years, we need to put a label on those bags, because we would look at the bag, we didn't know what the thing was inside of it.
Totally
You had to
right.
open it up and try to figure out what the make and
Right,
take was.
totally
I think
right.
it needs to be labeled,
Yep.
you know, necklace or whatever.
Yes, totally.
Great.